This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial, where we provide you with holistic financial advice and some really good information from Caleb Doane, their vice president. Hello there, Caleb.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Good. Okay, so you have some new interesting information, and this applies to a lot of people, so listen up. This has to do with 401ks and the changes. So what's happening?
Yeah. So starting in 2026, there's a new rule for the 401k. So there's always been a certain amount that you could contribute to the 401k, but the government allowed those who are 50 and older to make what they called catch-up contributions to their 401k. So they increased the limit to the 401k that they could contribute, basically saying, hey, if you're close to retirement, we want to allow you to be able to put more into these tax-advantaged, retirement accounts. A lot of times people were contributing either pre-tax or Roth into that catch-up contribution kind of bucket inside their 401k. If you contribute pre-tax, you get a tax break right now, and then you have to pay taxes later. If you contribute Roth, you pay the taxes right now, but then it comes out tax-free later. Well, the government is starting to limit that a little bit, especially for high earners. And so they're saying if you made $145,000 or more in the previous year, your catch-up contributions have to be Roth. You're not allowed to do pre-tax anymore starting in 2026.
And so is that a good thing? Who does that benefit?
So it's removing an option that investors previously had. So I would say it's a negative thing.
Okay.
There are a lot of people, though, who are in that situation who we're telling to contribute Roth anyways into kind of that catch-up bucket in their 401k. So there's a lot of people that maybe it won't impact because they were either not doing catch-up contributions or they don't make $145,000. But there still are people in that situation where we were having them contribute pre-tax into the catch-up bucket in their 401k. They're going to have to change that if they're over that income limit now.
So you're saying, again, that the Roth is not pre-tax. You have to pay taxes on the Roth when you withdraw it?
No, you pay taxes on it now.
Okay. And what was the other option that they're removing?
The other one is pre-tax. And so that's basically you don't pay the taxes, so it's you paying taxes.
Oh, okay.
It goes in there.
Okay,
you get the tax break now. Basically, the government's doing this because they're saying, hey, we want the money right now.
Right.
Right? We want you to pay taxes now. We are in a deficit and everything. They want extra money coming in, so they're removing that pre-tax option for the catch-up contributions.
And it's that whole thing about you're paying taxes in the best tax bracket.
Right.
And a lot of people, if they're contributing to their 401k, they're in a higher tax bracket than they probably would be when they retire.
Right, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of folks that, if they're 50 and older, maybe they're getting closer to retirement. They're probably in their highest earning years of their entire life. And so there's a lot of those people that say, man, I want the tax break right now because I'm in, the 24% tax bracket. As soon as I retire, maybe I'll only be in the 12%. And so they want to contribute pre-tax. Unfortunately, that's going to be taken away, at least for the catch-up contributions. For your regular 401k, this year it's $23,500 that you can contribute to the 401k. You can still choose either option, Roth or pre-tax within the plan. It's just that catch-up bucket. But still, it's kind of a planning tool that the government is removing. And it's part of the reason why people need a holistic financial plan to make a plan for all of this.
To understand, because basically the catch-up is still the same amount that people have that they can contribute each year. Right? It's not a bigger bank.
They're not changing the catch-up amount.
So the catch-up just means when you're doing it, like at the end of the year instead of... Explain the catch-up part,
Yeah, the catch-up is actually an extra limit that you get to contribute. Yeah, so if you're over 50 years old, you get $7,500 of extra contributions. If you're 60 to 63, you actually get what's called a super catch-up. You get a little bit more that you can contribute. But yeah, it's specifically that extra money that you get to put in, that higher limit that they're saying they're kind of taking away that option if you're a high earner.
Okay, gotcha. And so let's say that someone is 51. What would be their normal contribution limit?
Yeah, so the normal 401k would be $23,500, and then the catch-up would be an additional $7,500 this year. So total $31,000 that they could contribute. It would just be that $7,500 that's impacted by this new law that's going into effect. Anyone who's kind of in that catch-up phase of their retirement, so 50 and older, that's a really important time to start financial planning anyways. And so if you're somebody that this impacts, it can be a really good time to talk to a financial advisor and see, you know, how we should change this. Are we going to max it out every single year? Are we going to do Roth for the entire thing? Are we going to try to do pre-tax for the regular contributions and then Roth just for the catch-up? There's a lot of different options that we have for folks, but usually it can start with getting a complimentary consultation where we can take a look at the financial plan and see what's best for them.
Yeah, and it's really important to talk to you too, because there are so many nuances that, you know, to qualify for these things, you could think that, oh, well, this is going to affect me, but then wait, a caveat, you don't make $145,000.
Right.
Wait, a caveat, you're not 51 and a half in 3 days, you know?
Right, exactly.
All those little specifics. So, but you all know all that. That's a lot to have to follow and to keep up with, to become experts and just being able to guide people along the way.
Right, yeah, there's a lot of nuances. I mean, it like, you know, there's always little caveats in the accounts that this doesn't impact. So we just want to make sure that people know about it. One thing, if somebody's in this situation, a lot of the 401k custodians, which would be like Vanguard, Fidelity, all the Empower, these companies, they haven't really come out and said how they're going to implement this. So we don't know whether they're just going to, like, if you're contributing pre-tax right now to the catch-up, are they just going to shut it off? Are they going to automatically switch it to Roth? We don't know yet, and they haven't said, so that would be certainly a thing to keep an eye on, or maybe even give that custodian a call to say, how is this going to impact me?
And you say it's rolling out in 2026, so there's enough time to come see you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you'd like more information about Foster Financial, we'll have their website and their phone number listed. As Caleb said, you can get a complimentary consultation, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.